I've got the Doomslayer. I've got He-Man on Battlecat facing off against Skeletor on Panther.
You nerd.
I am
amazing.
such a... I've got the
You're such a
Geralt
nerd.
resin statue. I've got a
Jerry of
fake
Rivia.
Gundam.
You've got Liam Hemsworth as a statue?
Yes. I've got Liam Hemsworth as the whole Batman chess set still.
You've got the worst Hemsworth?
Yes. He's not the worst Hemsworth.
There's gotta be a worse Hemsworth than
There's-
He's the
Liam.
worst.
No, there's-
one of them that isn't even an actor. He's the worst Hemsworth.
I don't know. I
What?
think that makes him the best one.
Is there a fourth Hemsworth? Because I know that the three actors. There's the Chris, there's the Westworld one, and then there's Liam.
Yes. So you know how in The Good Place they made a joke about that one Hemsworth being a doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, turns out that's not a joke. There is actually a fourth Hemsworth that's a doctor.
Okay, so he's the best Hemsworth.
Yeah,
Then-
he's the best because he's a doctor. He saves lives. He's not a useless actor.
Yeah, exactly. And then it is Westworld Hemsworth, because he played Thor in the stage play of Thor and Loki in Thor Ragnarok.
That's hilarious.
And
And
in Love and Thunder.
And in Love and Thunder. And then regular Chris Hemsworth. And then Liam. I think that's the definitive ranking of the Hemsworths. Unless there's a secret one we don't know about, then he wins.
Speaking
Maybe.
of the definitive rankings,
Yeah, you're not here to hear about Hemsworth's Houstoners.
so here's what we're gonna
Well,
do.
you might
right?
be. I don't know. I don't know why they're
As
here.
per usual, to our loyal Viewsteader who's watched every one of these rundowns,
There's got to
I'm gonna
be one of those people.
I'm gonna start with just dishonorable mentions as from the rest of the CineBeards. Then we'll move on to
And dishonorable mentions are either movies that are in our dishonorable mentions pile,
Or
Or
only
are they
on
the
one
ones-
of our...
or on one of your lists. So I'll
That
run
didn't
through the
make
ones
enough
that didn't
points
make
to get-
anyone's list.
Okay.
But were represented, and then we'll move on to the
Okay.
list dishonorable mentions, and then we'll move on to the definitive list of the worst
So-
10 movies of the year.
Okay, so Marcus, just to be certain, how many movies are in our bottom 10 worst films of the year?
But are we counting dishonorable mentions?
Yeah. How many movies does this list of
1,
10
2,
include?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
God, you guys are gonna be fucked for the honorable mentions because I've watched so many movies this year.
Christ.
Well, if they're just
Like-
your
like-
honorable
like
mentions, you don't get to say
24?
anything about them.
Like 24, if you're looking at the ones that appeared in lists.
Oh, wow.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
You'd have
7,
to speed run
18.
them. Okay, we're just gonna have to
Yeah!
speedrun them.
This is our top 18, top 10, bottom 10 list of worst movies of 2022.
20,
So just to run
2023.
through
2022.
No.
2022.
I know how time works.
I don't, it's numbers.
Unless
It's
no
true.
movies come out this year, and we can just copy paste. Anyway,
I don't know. I
so
already saw
just
it.
running through these, nobody needs to say anything. These are just bad, and you shouldn't waste your time on them. The 355, War Hunt, Hellblazer, Hellbender, Matriarch, Devil's Workshop, Run, Sweetheart, Run, The Privilege, Master, the Texas Chainsaw Remake, which I forgot actually came out this fucking year.
Yeah,
Christ,
yeah,
last year.
exactly.
Firestarter Remake, and Orphan First Kill.
I was really hoping for a
Ooh.
third Hell movie after those two you mentioned.
I couldn't find a third Hell movie. I'm sorry. I actually
could I?
legitimately thought about finding one, but just because it would be funny. But
Yeah.
no, sorry. I only watched
Yeah.
2 movies with Hell in this title. This
Oh,
year.
you watched 3?
Oh shit, I did. Oh
You did,
shit, I
but-
did.
But Hellraiser does not belong on the worst list.
No, it gets a nod on the honorable mentions.
Okay,
So,
so now
The
let's...
first dishonorable mention is
Mm-hmm.
from, I assume, Jason,
Yeah?
because I know neither Thomas and I watched this movie. Apparently, it's Disney's, Marvel's, Black Panther's, Wakanda's Forevers.
Yeah,
two.
I just did not enjoy that film and didn't watch enough films for it to have not been on my bottom 10.
So, Jason,
Yeah?
are you a racist?
I mean,
I've
I
heard-
guess this makes me one, technically?
Yeah.
I heard that if you
it's a
don't
lot.
like Black Panther, you've got to be a racist.
That's
That
the
is
law.
what.
Well, I
That's-
mean, then if they want to fight me, they can come fight me in the ocean where I'm strongest.
Yes.
Wait, is that a
Ooh,
reference
I
to
just got-
Namor the Submariner or
Yeah,
to your
'cause they-
lineage?
No,
as
that's
a-
the third act. They want to fight, so they go into the middle of the ocean.
I'm sorry to detract from that hilarious plot point, but I just got the best pop-up notification from McAfee I've ever seen, and it's a picture of a crying child, and it says "Help prevent cyberbullying," and oh no, how can I increase it?
How can I prevent the thing I do?
Yes, but that's bad. You
Okay.
say so? Would you say it's a step down?
There we go,
From
I'm back.
previous one.
Look, I think Phase 4 as a whole has been super weak, and I think that is the weakest of them.
Oh wow!
What was Phase 4 about?
Actually,
No
no,
one knows.
that's a lie. Phase 4 included the year before where Eternals existed.
I was
I
gonna say
forgot that
Eternals
movie
came
existed.
out, and that movie apparently sucked.
It was the worst of the ones this year.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's
Are
for
we
sure.
sure Eternals was part of Phase 4?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what's happening with these movies anymore. Shit is a weight off my shoulders. Next movie.
Well, Thomas, don't worry, darling.
Oh no! Oh, it's so bad. Okay. So, fucking Olivia Wilde was like, "Oh, Get Out, but what if that for misogyny?" Uh-huh.
Wait, so men transferring their consciousness into the bodies of women.
Men, kind of. Okay, all of these are going to be spoilers because I don't give a shit because these are bad movies.
Yeah, you
So-
shouldn't watch any of them.
What happens is, like, Manosphere guy creates a simulation, who's played by Chris Pine, and between him and Florence Pugh, they need back surgery for having broken their backs trying to carry this fucking awful movie. So Manosphere guy creates a simulation where desperate dudes can upload their wives that want to leave them into this thing against their will, and they keep them there in like a 50s idealized world forever.
So
That's the
it's the
movie.
Stepford Wives.
It's Stepford Wives Get Out Matrix, but like it's just so fucking clumsily told and is not actually really saying anything about the conditions that these people live in. It's just like, okay, this is bad. It's like, yes, we can see it's bad, but like tell a story, please. And then the big twist at the end is that Olivia Wilde actually knew the whole time. Olivia Wilde's character, who's also in the movie as a star, knew the whole time, and because her dead babies or something, and she wanted to keep their memory alive. And so it's a
Well.
terrible movie, and fucking goddamn, but Harry Styles cannot act his way out of a wet paper bag. Every scene he's in, it is just awful to watch. And so after the movie was over, I was like, okay, who the fuck is responsible for this, and what have they done previously? And boy, oh boy, oh boy, was I shocked. Not shocked, just interested to find out that the people responsible for writing this movie are fucking asylum movie writers. Not,
Oh,
I
shit.
am
Wow.
I am not editorializing and saying like they write bad movies. They have written asylum movies, and keep in mind that not like they wrote them in the hate like back in the day to make their bones, and then they've been writing good stuff ever since. No fucking no. No. This is the first movie they've ever written. All the other shit is Titanic 2, Transmorphers, Fall of Man, The Day the Earth Stopped. All that like fucking awful asylum shit. They are directly responsible for writing that. So hats off to them for fucking pulling the biggest fast one ever on Olivia Wilde, giving her this dog shit script to go with.
Jesus.
It's so bad.
What could have been worse than that, Marcus?
Oh, quite a few actually.
Oh.
Apparently, worse than that is now I didn't watch this, but the internet tells me it was just Disney being woke moralists. Lightyear.
Ooh,
Yeah,
who actually watched that?
I watched
Who
that,
watched that?
and it was the biggest
Oh.
waste of time I've ever. Yeah, it was just
That's what I've heard.
Like-
Second
Yeah.
biggest, or like 10th, or like 12th
Well,
biggest.
look,
12th
this is
biggest.
not,
Look,
this is
well,
not
7th
two.
biggest on your list.
This
No,
is
no,
not
I'll
two
say it's the
movies
biggest
with
waste
Chris
of-
Pratt on our list that suck shit.
no, this was Chris Evans.
Oh, Chris Evans.
Yeah, and also it's on my list because it was just sad and dour, but not in any
but not in a
meaningful
cool
way, and not
way.
in any sort of way to
But
prove
Jason,
a
I
point.
think you're wrong here because remember the whole thing is that this is the movie that Andy ostensibly watched that made
I
him want the
know.
Buzz Lightyear action
I
figure.
know, and it was
And nothing
just
gets a kid
boring.
excited like a sad, dour
Yeah,
spaceman.
Wait,
Like a
is that
my
spaceman
misery
losing.
porn.
Oh.
I love my misery porn toy tie-ins. It's
Are you
really fucking hitting
with
the.
me?
No,
That is-
that's the premise, Marcus, and literally the entire movie is just Buzz losing people close to him as time slips away from him thanks to time dilation.
Jesus. I mean, like see that in like in a vacuum is a fucking cool premise. I'd watch the shit out of that movie, but not
Someone
if
had
it
already done
relates
something
to
like that.
yeah, like not if it relates to everything else. Like that's fucking what?
Yeah, that's what
Are you
Andy
serious?
really loved.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this
that's what an
course
eight-year-old's
he
really
did.
going in for.
Of course he loved
Inception.
it. Remember, he's a child of divorce. His father left him.
Oh yeah, it's just really tapping into that shit. Fucking hell, man. All right, next.
Like, no wonder Andy had such an unhealthy relationship with his toys.
Yeah.
That was one of his formative faults. Anyway, let's pray for the devil.
Oh, this fucking movie.
That was Thomas.
God damn. This movie again, it made this list because it is a socially irresponsible movie where the whole movie's like, no, don't worry. People aren't actually mentally ill. They're super possessed. There's just like a massive possession outbreak that's happening. So the Catholic Church has to start all these new missions of super exorcists. And for the first time ever, they've let a girl learn. But she's not like the other nuns. She wears Doc Martens under her habit and doesn't wear her habit right, and nobody ever points out that her hair's sticking out of her habit, and they just let that rock, because the Catholic Church is well known for that. The highlight of the movie for me is when she's like, no, fuck the rules. We're gonna exorcise your sister, Latino love interest who used to be in a gang but is now a priest. We're gonna exorcise your sister.
Let's take a step back there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He used to be in a gang and he used to be into some heavy shit, but then he turned his life around and now he's a priest.
I love it.
You find this out. The dude, like, watch it. It's bad. It's so bad. It's good. It'll make you nice and angry.
I was going to watch it, but for my list, but I just ran out of time.
Yeah, it's fair. But watch it. It'll make you nice and angry. Anyway, so the Catholic Church won't exorcise his sister because she's obviously possessed, not mentally ill over the fact that she had a miscarriage because of a rape baby. Definitely no postpartum shit going on there.
Sounds like possession to me.
Yeah, that's just a case of possession.
Fucking hysteria, man. It's just hysteria.
It's the hysteria.
She's got demons
happens.
in her blood.
Do cocaine about it. So they go over there and they're like, yeah, we're gonna exorcise her. And there's this whole scene where they try to do an exorcism and they do a really shitty job. And then in the end, they triumph and they exorcise her. And it's all like, yeah. And then in the next day, you find out that actually it went super fucking wrong, and her sister kills herself, and the nun receives no consequences for this. The film just lets it rock and continues with the story. And then at the end, they're like, actually, because she manages to exorcise the other kid, that's the central premise of the story. And like, even though she got this other lady killed, the Vatican's like, yes, we're gonna send you to Rome to head the new chapter of Lady Exorcists, and it's gonna be rad. And then there's a John Wick moment where demons ambush her in a cab, and she pulls out a cross, and the movie smashes to black, and I smash my head on a table.
What?
So we're getting a Pray for the Devil extended universe.
Yes, they are
Yay.
absolutely
Incredible.
angling for that
Tell us
shit.
more about those gold coins she used.
Will it
Oh,
cross
yeah.
over with The Conjuring?
I hope so. Fuck that movie,
Because
man.
can you imagine her teaming up with
Oh,
the
oh,
Warrens?
Oh, fuck, this is so great. I forgot the central point. So her mom, who was definitely not mentally ill but possessed, used to abuse her with this like comb and used to like claw her hair out with it.
Sounds
And,
like her
like,
mom was possessed.
Yeah. And she keeps the fucking comb and still uses it to brush her hair. Like,
Okay,
what?
wait. Are we sure
My
she's not
mommy's
possessed?
good little girl.
That's actually a part of it. Oh, she defeats the final demon by exercising herself. She gets the demon into her and exercises herself, and that's how she wins.
Okay, yeah, that works. Everything I know about Catholic exorcisms, yeah,
Uh-huh.
that tracks.
I've watched The Exorcism of Emily Rose. That sounds accurate.
Yeah. Fuck that
Okay,
movie.
next movie, Marcus.
Next.
Another one Jason apparently watched that we just didn't even bother with. Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Sex Criminals.
Why would you
The
do this
se-
to yourself?
Why, Jason? Why? I said, look, it's an easy in for a bottom 10.
It's an
That's
easy
fair.
in for bottom 10. Caitlin wanted to see it because she's a fan of the Potterverse, although not of the creator of said Potterverse.
She better
Yeah.
not be, otherwise I'll disown her.
Sarah has a similar.
How can anyone have any hopes though? Like, 'cause surely the previous ones in the series were so terrible.
Oh yeah, no, they were bad, yeah.
Yeah, I
But
remember.
in Caitlin's defense, this one had Mads Mikkelsen in it.
It does have Mars in it. So
And,
look, I would.
and she likes
I would
Mads
take a
more than
chance.
Thomas.
I would take a
almost.
chance. Nah, I don't think that's possible.
Actually, no, that's not possible, but it's close. It's close.
Let's not get crazy. Look, the only person that likes Mars more than I do is Hideo
Hideo
Kojima.
Kojima.
If I had
I
a
mean,
video
can you
game, I'd
name
play
But
in
yeah,
it.
basically it became an allegory for the American election.
Yeah.
The 2016 election, I assume.
Yes.
So is
God.
Dumbledore Trump?
Who's
No.
Trump in this situation?
Mads Mikkelsen. Or
Oh,
Grindelwald.
God, the names are so dumb. The
But-
names are all so dumb.
But Ezra Miller's character, they're kind of like, oh, we got him in here, what do we do with him? So he kind of takes a sideline, turns out to be Dumbledore's nephew, and then dies.
Wow, redemption. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. So
This
they
is
just
also not the only Ezra Miller film on
no,
this
we
list.
are in
Oh.
another one, which
Okay.
Marcus and I are gonna talk about. So
Next film.
that sounds dreadful.
It was
Next one
absolutely
is one of mine that didn't make a cut because I was the only one that watched it. This movie is called Shattered. Now,
Shatter us, Marcus.
okay. Have you ever wanted to watch a movie
Yes.
where John
yeah.
Malkovich plays a super pervert?
No,
I wouldn't want to watch it, but I would be interested.
but I'd
I
probably
like John
watch it.
Malkovich acting.
Yeah.
No, not in this. Oh dear God, he's not even the main guy. So the
Look,
basic.
last time I saw John Malkovich act was that awful movie last year with Jessica Chastain, in which she was an assassin. So he's on thin ice for me.
No,
Oh, the protege.
Yeah.
he plays a very good version of, it's different, but his good version of Poirot in the ABC Murders. You should watch
Okay.
that.
I will.
Okay,
watch
so let me tell you about this movie. Rich tech man
that. Mhm.
lives
there's
alone
another-
in a super tech house after selling his home security software to not Alphabet or even Google,
Ooh,
but, and I
Alphabet is
quote,
Google.
a Google Play Store made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
Oh, so just Google, just the app developers for Google Play reached
Yeah.
out to him and were like, "Hey, do you want to sell?"
And he lives alone. He's divorced from his estranged wife because, you know,
because he's just so brilliant and so
he's
full of
just so
technology.
brilliant. and so a scam artist girl comes in and fucks him literally and figuratively.
Oh no.
And then John Malkovich steals a Picasso.
This is not the only. This is not the only movie we're going to be talking about. Not this week. About a rich tech guy with a Picasso.
Yeah.
with a famous painting, rather.
The famous
Spoilers,
yeah,
man,
like
spoilers.
Jesus Christ, like this thing, like, and then her like justification is
For-
that
for
it's
scamming
because
him.
for scamming him is because he's rich and she's poor.
Okay, so just regular scam stuff there.
Just regular scam stuff. Oh, and did I mention that she's in a sexual relationship with her stepfather,
Oh no.
who's
I didn't
played
think
by
we'd have to talk about the Don't Breathe universe again.
so and the stepfather is played by Marvel's own Frank Grillo, the guy who plays Crossbones.
Oh, you
Nice.
mean the
That
guy
guy's
who
in-
refused to be, who declined to be in Infinity War and Endgame?
Yes.
Why would you turn down that paycheck?
How
I mean,
could he be in it though?
He's super
He
dead.
was offered, he turned it down. At least I think that's. I know he turned down a role in a one of the
Wait, no,
climactic
he was-
Marvel things.
He was in Endgame.
was he?
He was
Didn't
when,
he?
when they go when
Didn't
they're
he
at Stark
super
Tower
die?
just before they do the Tesseract thing. Just
Yes,
before,
yeah,
like,
he
steals the
was there. He
Tesseract.
was there. You're
He
right.
wasn't there.
Yeah, you're right. He's in the flashback when they go to 2012 New York.
Oh fuck! I barely remember the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just all around terrible and bad, and
Sounds good.
Sounds
Okay,
great.
so he originally turned it down, and then they convinced him, probably with money.
Money.
Money! He
I
got
mean,
Hugh
I
Jackman.
yeah.
All
So
right,
the
next.
a movie that that only Jason watched again, The Munsters.
Oh, I've heard this was not good.
This is the not worst. It was so bad.
Oh yeah.
It is, and I've seen a few of his films, so I feel comfortable in saying this. Rob Zombie's worst film.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Rob Zombie's been fucking up for a minute now.
No. This is comfortably the worst he has ever done. It is.
I gotta watch it then.
It is 90s slapstick humor,
But not in a cool way like Mouse Hunt.
not in a cool way, and acted like 90s kids show actors.
And Rob Zombie's directing this.
Yes.
Wow. That sounds
This-
execrable.
This sounds more like the type of thing Robert Rodriguez would excel at, and not Rob.
Yeah.
Zombie.
I think Robert Rodriguez could have probably done better with it, but
Too busy putting Power Rangers in Star Wars, so
yeah. And I
Yeah.
think maybe the costume budget for this was 10?
At 10
No,
what?
No, just 10.
Just 10. Alright.
Just 10.
Alright.
Okay.
Just 10 units of measurement.
10 pesos, probably.
10 American pesos.
10
when you say
cheeseburgers.
90s, isn't this supposed to be like
It's a
fake-
remake of an old show
Yeah,
from
because
the
that was from like
60s?
the 60s or the 50s, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Monsters-
supposed to be like a very like faithful recreation of that?
I cannot say I have seen the original, but I can say that this was the most painful thing that I have watched.
Oh wow! I gotta
Like
see
it's
that.
the only film on my top 10 list that I did not finish.
Wow.
I tapped out of this one.
You tapped out. Shit. I didn't even
Uh,
tap out of Soul 5 or 7 or what? 8? I don't know.
What about Spiral?
Chris Rock one. We're talking
Spiral, yeah. I didn't even tap out of that.
To be
Jesus.
fair,
Sarah
the worst
did
part of
those.
that came at the end of that.
But Thomas, let's be fair here. Like, you and I are not the type of people to tap out of movies, no matter how bad they get.
the rage just keeps me in it with hooks.
Yeah.
That sounds awful. Can't wait to watch it.
Please don't.
All
And
right.
now,
Highest recommendation.
and now our last dishonorable mention, which will likely also be on our honorable mentions list.
Whoa.
It's time for CineBeards Civil War,
CineBeards Civil
Cinebeards
War.
Civil War.
because the top dishonorable mention, because it appeared on 2 lists, but not enough points to get onto the main list, was a film that was lovingly crafted, has a metascore of 84, and 2 of the CineBeards
So does
disliked
Bioshock
it.
Infinite. And that game was trash.
That game
I'm
was
talking
trash.
about Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
Actually, Bioshock Infinite has 94 on Metacritic. So,
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
So you
Yeah.
you can take your Metacritic and walk away.
Yeah.
Because
I
this
think it was
movie
90.
was led by the most irritating shell I have ever heard.
God damn. And also, it's unrealistic. Shells are not sentient. And they don't wear shoes. The whole premise is flawed.
But yes, this movie annoyed me so very much. The child shell's voice was like nails on a clawboard. Nails
Nails on a
a
clawboard. Not
Nails
even
on
a
a
blackboard.
chalkboard.
A clawboard.
Nails on a chalkboard. It was. I'm told that
Yeah.
it's apparently just what children sound like, and maybe I don't like children.
What?
It's fair.
The entire plot I called
Don't
within
like
the first 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that doesn't make a bad movie.
It played out badly. Like, honestly, it was paint by the numbers, sort of, here, let me pull on your heartstrings plot, all framed in my least favorite of narrative conceits, the fake documentary.
You don't like fake documentaries?
I
You don't
hate
like Blair Witch? Fuck you.
You don't like This Is Spinal Tap? You don't like Mascots?
No, that's a mockumentary, not a fake documentary. There is a difference.
I say again, you don't like Blair Witch? Fuck you.
Yeah, you don't like Blair Witch? Fuck you.
That's a good
Do you want to
movie.
know something? I haven't seen Blair Witch since it came out.
What?
Yeah,
Rewatch Blair Witch.
So good.
I will. I will. Sure, when I find time.
Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is a heartfelt story about loss and dealing with that and finding your family, you heartless prick.
No, it is a cheap ploy to pull at the heartstrings by pretending to be that.
Yeah.
It tries
super-
far too hard.
Super duper
Disagree.
exploitative.
I disagree.
Yeah, Thomas and I strongly
I
disagree.
I do understand the barrier to entry of the voice, though. I get that. I super get that. If that is like for people that watch it and they turn it off because of that, 100% understand.
What about the barrier to entry of the fake interviewer guy just being the worst? Like, he's just the worst.
I don't know. He didn't seem that bad. He just seemed kind of pathetic,
Yeah.
which I think is the point.
To be fair, I did not care for the shell, but he 100% exploited the shell for his own personal gain.
No.
And we're supposed to care for this man. Nah.
No,
Him and
helps
an
the
annoying little
shell.
shell can get out of here.
He doesn't exploit the shell. He helps the
Helps
shell.
the Shell find his family. He does everything to help the Shell
All
tell his
documentary
story.
crews exploiting what they're putting on their documentaries.
No, I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy. I don't like his
didn't think
face.
so. That's fair. He does. He's what's the word? Sarah knows the German word for a punchable face. There's a single word for it. It's really good. Bapfeifengesicht. I think it is.
Oh, I think it's
But-
Shkreli.
That's fair.
But yeah, I know. I will say the stop motion in this was absolutely outstanding. But I just had a terrible time.
Took them 5 years to shoot because they had to shoot everything 3 times.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I just had a terrible time watching it.
That's fair.
What a waste.
I can't dispute that.
Well, you can, and we should.
No, you
because
can't dispute that I
Jason
had a
has no
terrible
taste.
time watching it. I had a terrible
can.
time watching this movie.
All right. And with that, the dishonorable mentions part of the segment is over.